Do we? You're the only one with a computer.
I am. All right. Well, believe it or not that many comic book movies came out this year. Just really big ones came out. So here's what I have of what came out this year, and let me know if I forgot something. Right. So we have Avengers: Infinity War, Black Panther, Ant-Man and the Wasp, Deadpool 2, Teen Titans Go to the Movies, Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse, Aquaman, and Venom. Anything else come out this year?
Did you say Black Panther?
Yep.
Okay, I was gonna say because that was like it was like February that came out.
That was the earliest one that came out. Really.
There's like the animated ones, the like direct-to-video ones that DC does. As far as I know, it's the Batman Ninja one, which I watched, and those didn't place like they would in most years. Like that one was okay. I don't know if any other ones popped this year or not, but
there's another one, but I can't remember what it was, and it might have been old, just reissue. I'm not sure.
Yeah. But that's so how many movies is
So that's 8 movies.
All right,
so the top 10 list is already made.
Right. Well, last year what we did, we narrowed it down to 5 and then ranked those 5. So it's just weird because there was a lot last year. I felt like last year we started with like 14 or 15.
There were a lot last year. Well, there were a lot. Yeah, last year there were smaller ones, right?
Yeah.
So Atomic Blonde you had on here and things like that.
Yeah,
such a good movie.
Atomic Blonde.
I just watched that not that long ago.
It's so great.
And a lot of it's migrated to TV too. So
to that TV.
That TV.
Yeah, can we just put the Daredevil prison scene on there as a movie?
Sure.
Yeah,
I'll
just
put that on there.
Number 1 with the bullet.
Prison scene.
Because that was probably the greatest comic book thing I watched all year.
Are you saying we need more categories next year?
Well, yeah.
So weeks
ideally.
and weeks of recording.
Well, ideally we get to a point where we have about 5 episodes and they come out
fair enough.
every day this week, and then all I have to do is schedule it and go, all right.
Yeah,
I'm knocking my belt down.
Have your intern do it up.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
So not very many movies, but a lot of quality movies.
Yeah.
Are there 3 that make sense to omit
I think
from
we
that?
can cut Ant-Man, right?
I think
I did not like that one at all.
I didn't like that one at all. I know Andrew did. So
I mean, I really liked that movie, and I know Tim did too. I don't know that I would put it in my top 5 over some of these other movies. Let's put it that way. Like, I think those movies deserve more credit than they get. I think the casting is good. I enjoy them. I don't think they hang with some of these others here.
they remind me of the show Becker in that the casting's great and all the parts are there, but somehow it doesn't work.
Yeah, I mean, that's fair enough. I enjoy the movies, but not more than some of these other ones. Yeah.
Teen Titans Go to the movies could probably be taken out of. I mean, it's good, but I don't know if it deserves.
I don't think it kind of fits into.
So what? Would you read through the list one more time, just see where we're? Because there's 8, and we need to eliminate 3. So.
Yep. So Avengers: Infinity War, Black Panther. We're gonna keep Ant-Man and the Wasp out of the top 5. Deadpool 2, Teen Titans Go to the Movies, Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse, Aquaman, and Venom.
Now, you've only seen Aquaman, so Bobby. So what is?
There's no way that's not in the top 5.
Okay.
There's absolutely no way. You guys are.
I want to
Yeah.
See, like you guys,
I want
honestly,
to
like that
see
is
that
one.
this
Like
Yeah, me
if
too.
you guys want to go see that this weekend, I
It-
will go again.
This is not a Tim boycotting Spider-Man situation. I just haven't had time.
No, it's, no. Like I mean, that movie. I mean, I'll save like the whole deal for it. I guess when we kind of try to make the list, but no, that was. I kind of figured it was going to be good just because of how much you heard about it before. Yeah. I didn't expect it to be that good. Like it's really good. I mean, and I was one who was like, I don't want the guy from Game of Thrones that was throwing Khaleesi around.
Yeah.
Being Arthur Curry, that's. And
so is Aquaman? Would you take Aquaman over Venom?
I think Venom's got to be in the top 5 too. I don't
care.
care.
Deadpool 2.
Deadpool 2 is the one that I would be okay if it didn't make it. Probably.
Okay. I really like.
I like it.
That.
I like the first one so much better.
Well, we're pretty much arguing over 5th place, right?
Right. Well, so
Well,
we
we gotta
decided
get
we're
one
going to
more off.
eliminate Teen Titans, right?
And then Ant-Man.
Which I really like, and Ant-Man. I really like Teen Titans too, but again, I don't think it hangs. So we're down to 6, right? So we need to eliminate one of Avengers, Infinity War, Black Panther, Deadpool 2, Spider-Man, Aquaman, or Venom.
So I would think it would be Venom or Deadpool 2, or probably would be going for 5th place, or Aquaman. Those 3. So
You guys are making this so hard.
I know.
Like, these are like all my characters.
I know.
You guys.
Okay.
Like, I'll put it this way. I've rewatched Black Panther numerous times.
Yeah.
And I've enjoyed it way more. That's still not one of my favorites. Aquaman is better than Black Panther.
Let's see. There's no way Black Panther's not in the top 5 for me.
yeah.
Like, I'm not going to
Same.
battle it
Yeah.
for number 1, but there's no way it's
No,
not
I
in the
mean,
top
no,
five.
I think it should be in the top 5, but I really like Venom, and I know I'm kind of probably on an island because you guys just can't sit back and just enjoy a movie. You're too critical.
Well, I mean, we are trying to figure out
And
like what the best.
I
were.
think Deadpool, like, I like Deadpool. There's a lot of stuff I like about Deadpool. God, I can't believe I'm gonna, like, cut my
I know we put
favorite.
you in a situation where you have
Guys
to.
are assholes. Can I just have my own list?
You can actually.
Yeah. Deadpool, to me, so the first Deadpool.
What do
I
you
remember,
guys like better, Venom or Deadpool?
I liked Deadpool better personally.
Okay.
The first Deadpool movie didn't super work for me, and everyone loved that one.
Right.
And by the time I watched it, I was kind of like, oh, it's okay. I don't get why everyone's obsessed with it. Whereas this Deadpool, like, I was on board from start to finish. I really enjoyed it a lot.
I don't think Venom deserves all the criticism it got, but I would probably take Deadpool over Venom.
Yeah, I would probably do that too.
You guys would take Deadpool over Venom?
Yeah,
What you're saying?
I don't hate Venom, like, at all. I think it's a very serviceable movie.
One thing, as an aside to this whole thing, is I hate how everything is almost decided before these movies come out, whether they're good or not. Like,
Yeah.
before
Oh, sure.
any one of us has seen it, someone's put it in your head. I don't know. Lock them out until after the movie thing's done.
Right. quick.
Everyone's got an opinion going in. It happened with the Batman and Superman movie.
That's okay.
Like, that was the first movie that was widely panned before it come out. That people had decided, well, I'm not even gonna go see it, you know. And I think Venom had that going against it too. That people had already railed against
You
it.
guys railed against it because I was excited about
No,
it.
No,
we
yeah,
railed
you
against your
did.
excitement.
Oh, I don't even want to hear this. It was like instantly like this is gonna be the. Oh, I mean, I don't know. Tim, since you're here, what would you like better, Venom or Deadpool?
Oh gosh, Deadpool's way better than Venom. I'm sorry.
See, he was a hater too, though.
So it seems to me we have more support for Deadpool than for Venom in the top 5.
That seems to be the course around the table.
What really sucks is the one movie that should be way higher up is not going to be because none of you guys have seen it. Tim, did you see Aquaman?
No.
Motherfucker.
But I vote for Aquaman above anything else outside of Infinity. So, because it's going to be the second best one this year. I mean, I haven't seen it, but it's hand down going to be the second best movie this year.
Oh,
You guys are really kicking Venom off of this, you guys. God.
You're kicking them off.
I mean, you can have him.
I don't want to.
We haven't seen Aquaman. You've already argued
You want
it.
him over Aquaman? Go for it.
Oh, I mean, there's no doubt Aquaman. Like, I mean, I'm saying Aquaman was better than Black Panther.
All right.
Oh goodness, everything was better than Black Panther. This is why you were supposed to finish this before I even got here. Because you guys have horrible taste in movies.
Well,
Well, except for Bobby. Bobby has decent taste in
we've
movies.
narrowed it to top 5. So,
Oh goodness.
hey man, you're late.
Black,
Well,
Black
so what are
Panther
the
doesn't deserve to make the top
So
10
we've
comic
got-
book movies. I can't even name 10 comic book movies.
Black
this year.
Panther,
There weren't 10.
Avengers,
Spider-Man,
Spider-Man,
Aquaman,
Aquaman,
Deadpool.
and Deadpool.
Yeah.
Oh my god, I can't put Deadpool ahead of Venom. I can't do it.
Wait, why are we talking about putting Deadpool ahead of
Venom is good.
Venom is
Just-
better than
I
Black
watched
Panther.
There's
Venom
no
twice
There
in
is
the last
no
no-
situation
Yeah.
in which I agree to
Yeah.
Black Panther not being in the top 5.
Right, that is
Like,
insane.
no way.
Venom was way better than Black Panther.
That
Hands
is-
down.
That's crazy.
That is
talk.
Hands
probably
down.
the most insane thing you've said on these mics ever.
And,
Bobby,
and
better
that's a
than Black
competitive
Panther?
category.
I like Venom better than Black Panther.
You can like Venom
And
better
that's,
than Black
but
Panther.
he said he liked it better, which
It was a
I
better
respect.
Black
Yeah.
Panther was boring. Put me to sleep.
No.
I've watched Black Panther 3 times. I've fallen asleep 2 of those 3 times.
No,
That movie's great.
it's a great movie.
I told you guys. You have bad
Okay, you're
taste in
knocking my
movies.
camera around.
It's because it's a bit messy back here. Goodness.
I keep buying comics.
It's like someone's been like just living back behind this counter.
Jeff, your calendar's still on November.
Yes, my calendar is still on over.
Yeah.
All right, so what are the top 5 we have to rank here?
Avengers: Infinity War, Black Panther, Spider-Man, Aquaman, Deadpool 2.
Is there any argument against Avengers being number 1?
Yes,
No.
I would argue against. Yes,
What do you put number 1?
I would put Spider-Man number 1.
I could hear that argument, honestly.
I mean, I'd love to hear this argument because I love it. That movie's great.
So I'll make the argument, right?
Gosh, why did I go get food? This is dumb.
That's fine.
This whole conversation is moronic.
You can make the argument after. I would make the argument for this reason. Like, and I like Infinity War a lot. Spider-Man, for me, is a movie that is doing something completely innovative and new. It is doing something that hasn't been done in comic book movies before, that I don't think the capability's been there to do before. Right? And I went into the movie skeptical, but the way that the movie plays with the animation, it feels like you are in a comic book, right? The way it plays with the color, right, with the scenes, with the action, the way that it does the bubbles in there throughout, I think is brilliant. And I think it's innovative, and I think it's new. I think frankly, it's game changing for comic book movies, right? So I mean, just from the movie making perspective, I think it's great. I think as a movie itself, right, it is pretty near perfect in the way that it plays with the narrative of a comic book. It has a main character who I think is really interesting and an important and new Marvel character, right? It's introducing that character to a whole generation of people, a mass audience. I think Miles is the heart of that. I love the relationship with the old, like, existential crisis Peter Parker from a different universe.
That hit a little too close
Fair
to home.
enough. Fair enough. Right? And I think
Yeah.
where that movie could have threatened in the middle to sort of collapse under its own weight, which I think it could have easily done, right? I think it could have easily just been too much and collapsed under its own weight, right? I think it brought enough of those characters from the other universes in there in a way that didn't distract, right? But that kept the plot moving along. And I thought, just as a self-contained thing that told a story from start to finish, where you could go in as someone who knew a lot about those characters and enjoy it, right? And you could go in as someone who knew nothing about those characters and enjoy it, right? I just thought it was really well handled. Like, that is the movie that of this year, that I cannot stop thinking about. That as soon as I exited that theater, I wanted to go right back around and watch it again.
But it's insanely impressive that it's like that, because Miles himself is kind of a tall task to
Yes.
give to a broad audience of just like, no, this is a Spider-Man from a different universe, and it's okay. Also, we're going to kill off Peter Parker for the second time this year in a
Within
more,
the first, 20 minutes of the movie.
yeah,
Yes.
in a more permanent way, and it's okay to like deliver that in such like a bite-sized way that a broad audience can accept. I thought was really impressive.
Yeah.
That's not an easy feat of writing.
No.
I agree with you. The way the animation is, I mean, it will change how
Yes.
future movies are made. Like that, you would have thought like Pixar is the pinnacle of animation. This was just watching it. You were like, I cannot believe they're doing all this on the screen, and then the word bubbles come up. You're like,
Yeah.
this is like an action comic that someone just filmed, and it was amazing.
And initially I was pretty pissed that Miles' first appearance on screen was going to be in an animated movie, because animated usually screams kids and not for large audience. But after seeing it, I think it was absolutely the right choice.
Well, it's gonna scream for them. Marvel's gonna, the way this people receive that movie. It's like hopefully that's just an incentive to get him in.
Well, they finally got the timing right. For once.
Well, and it's also like, how long have we been talking about like how most of the DC movies have sucked, but their animated movies have been great, and this kind of gives DC permission to, hey, maybe we should give those a theatrical release too, like when we're putting out like this really cool animated stuff.
I think one thing that, Avengers came out, April or May.
Yep.
So Spidey's new, so it's the freshest thing in probably most of our minds.
I mean, Avengers
other
for
than
me,
Aquaman for you, Bobby.
Avengers for me is hands down the number 2 movie. I've watched it numerous times, and it doesn't get old for me. But Spider-Man for me was a movie where I walked out of it like, this is maybe the best comic book movie I've ever seen.
It's certainly the best Spider-Man movie I made.
Yeah, I don't know. I think if Avengers would have been like within the last month, we probably would be talking it. It'd be, a different argument.
Here's the thing with Avengers. I saw it on the Thursday night like I did with Spider-Man. I immediately went and saw it again the Friday night. That was the closest thing to me, that's like our Empire Strikes Back. Like it felt like an Empire Strikes Back. It ended like an Empire Strikes Back. The movie was like, had so many moving parts and was like perfect from end to end. Like that movie is just, much like Spider-Man, it shouldn't work, but it's somehow a perfect movie.
Well, and how many people? I mean, I saw it. I work Thursday nights, but I saw it Friday morning. I saw it Friday night, and I mean, they killed Spider-Man. Like, how many people that don't watch comics were like, did they just kill Spider-Man? I mean, that was all I mean, that was probably one of the biggest parts of the movie was that everybody's like, holy shit, they killed Spider-Man.
I am still getting messages from people who see that movie for the first time, don't know anything about comic movies because so they think it's it.
Yeah.
And their reactions are all, oh my gosh, what did I just watch? Why did you ever recommend this movie? I can't believe I'm never going to unsee Spider-Man dying in the arms of, So no, I'm going to rant about this whole list in a few minutes, but Avengers, hands down, has got to be number 1.
Be on time and you can be a part of that.
I can still rant, so I don't have a microphone, and I will bring up the fact that I probably have more college film credits than anybody at this table, and I may not have a pretty doctorate behind my name, but I got more film credits than anybody here, and this list is garbage.
You want to argue
garbage.
For Ant-Man and the Wasp above these
movies?
movies?
Oh, absolutely.
Teen Titans?
Number 1, Avengers. Number 2, Aquaman. I haven't seen it. I know it's going to be so good. Number 3, Deadpool. Number 4, Ant-Man and the Wasp. Number 5, we'll give it to Teen Titans Go, because that was a superior
you're just doing
movie.
that to kick that. You haven't even seen Spider-Man. They're not even in the same
Here's
universe.
one of the biggest questions
They're not even in the same league.
Like, if Bendis walked through this door, you would probably give him a hand job.
I don't think I would, but that's
and you will not go
Episode named.
And see this movie with the character he created.
He produced it.
For the record, I
He
plan
did
to go.
produce it, yeah.
I plan to go see the movie tomorrow.
Like you,
It's one of the only 2 PG movies out right now, and I don't want to go see The Grinch. So,
but the thing is, though, Tim, you are going to be. If you can go into this and drop the whole, I don't want to like this because these guys like this. If you can just let that go, you are going to be amazed by
as
this.
the most honest person you'll ever meet in life, Bobby, I will give everyone my honest opinion after seeing the movie. And maybe it could be a top 5. I think we're all being ridiculous talking about it, and you were up there, though.
You haven't even seen it.
I don't even care that I haven't seen it.
My God.
It's got a stupid spider pig in it.
Yeah.
Any movie with a spider pig just moves to the bottom right off the bat.
for like 5
I hate
minutes.
to
I don't
say-
care. He could be in there for 30 seconds, and if he's in the movie, he's at the bottom. If Spider Pig or that stupid little Nomi Wolverine shows up in anything, it is immediately the worst thing out there.
Oh my god! Like those scenes where all of them are in.
Yes.
I mean, Cody is sitting next to me, and she just looks at me and is like, "This is fucking awesome."
Yeah.
And I agree
And
with you
it's-
in principle, Tim, that those scenes should not work, which is exactly my argument. They should
Why
not
it's
work,
impressive that they
but they
actually
do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, this is.
And the majority of it's in the trailer, honestly. So it's like, if you've seen the 2-minute trailer, you've seen the majority of the scenes that those guys are in.
I've seen too much of them already.
Yeah.
You're.
But again, I'm gonna
You're
go
gonna be
see
surprised.
it. I'm gonna smile. I'm gonna drink some Mellow Yellow and eat some popcorn, and it will be on in front of me.
We're gonna get Tim's
If I can-
apology video from the parking lot.
Yeah.
If I can get there in my van without power steering, it will all be watched. But I'm not excited about it in the least.
I would say that I came into knowing we were going to do this list this year. I came out of Avengers going, okay, now it's a competition for what movie is going to be number 2. The only movie that I could see possibly taking the number 1 over Avengers is that movie, because it was that good.
Yeah, I was thinking that too. Like after Avengers, like there's no way anything could ever top that movie. That is hands down. And I still think it is the number 1 movie.
I think our
Me
past
personally-
lists have proven that we tend to gear towards what's come out within the last month far more than we gear towards looking at the year as a whole.
I can say the same thing you're saying. I don't think it can beat Avengers, but it's really close.
It's real close.
It's really close.
I mean, I'm not gonna.
And you could.
I'm not gonna sit here and say that Avengers shouldn't be number 1 or make a big argument. I love that movie, right? But I do like my personal list. Spider-Man number 1. And I think it gives it a run for its money.
All right.
I think what your arguments, and you said this right off the bat, Andrew, is what could possibly tell Avengers. Well, it's a game changer as far as how those animated movies are. Those comic book animated movies are going to be shot, or how they're going to be.
Like Tim, if they would have made this animated movie and it would have been Wolverine or X-Men, like I know, like those. I'm just saying this though because those are your guys. You would be blowing up like we are about this. Like it is.
Well,
It's-
if they put the little Wolverine might or whatever his name isn't, though, I would be just as
If
angry
they
if they were
did it
doing
as
it.
good as they did the Spider Pig deal, you'd
Yeah.
been like, oh, you know what, I'm okay with it. Like it's.
It's really well done. Does Aquaman make number 3? Is that
Gosh, yeah.
because what would
Yeah.
be under it? Deadpool and
Black Panther.
Black Panther.
Oh yeah.
You're not gonna. Andrew's gonna fight with you. On this.
Well, I mean, I think you guys are nuts with Black Panther. Like
I think they're nuts too. I think that movie is fantastic.
That though, I mean, it comes back to the same argument we keep having. Like, I think that again, in different ways, that movie changes the genre. It makes things possible that weren't possible before it. And I think some of the things that people don't like about it, are those things. It's playing with mythologies, and it's playing with characters in ways that I think haven't necessarily been done before, and people aren't necessarily used to.
it also has probably the best villain that Marvel.
Yes.
Oh.
had. and they
By far,
And they-
because everything he does throughout the course of that movie makes so much sense to me,
Yeah.
so much that I'm rooting for him. And
Yeah.
he's played by Michael B. Jordan, who's just fantastic.
Yes. I mean,
He was really good in Creed. I will give him that.
I was not. I mean, that was. We did that after the credit show after that, and it was funny because it was like, I love that movie, and I was with Tim and Bobby, who absolutely hated it. And then I felt so vindicated the next few days because everyone else was like, this movie's fantastic. What the heck was going on with those guys in the car?
Yeah, and I mean, as far as a vehicle this year again that's brought more people into comic books and into comic book movies, like that movie I think has done a lot for that, right? That's a movie where my son, who doesn't give a crap about comic books, like mainly because he's 11 and anything Dad likes is terrible, right? That movie gave him something that he can point to and identify with, right? Especially as a young black man, like to have a role model on the screen like that, like I think that's powerful, and I think that's important, right? I think that has to come into a calculus of a movie's worth beyond just, I liked it.
But I don't know. It's like Aquaman could be better. I just haven't seen it, which is not Aquaman's fault. I've read so many terrible Black Panther books this year just because that movie was so good. I didn't give a crap about that character beforehand, and I read Stinkin' Shiri. I read the main Black Panther book.
The only good Black Panther book is Deadpool and Black Panther.
Yes!
Well, Killmonger. I think
I think you
Killmonger.
would like Killmonger if you read
Killmonger's apparently been really good
Oh,
too.
Killmonger's. Oh, it's
good.
awesome.
Yeah.
I mean, first is written by my underdog writer Brian Hill.
Who I'm increasingly loving.
Yeah, and
yes.
It's what's great about that is like it's set between like what happens at the very beginning of the Black Panther movie, and it's what made Killmonger, and it's going to lead up probably right to the.
But
the
not
movie.
in a cheesy way.
It's nice to be able to see that more of that story because he was such an interesting villain in that movie, and what was great is that you have like he has motivation for being the way he is. He has a reason why he's acting the way he is, whereas Thanos is an awesome villain, but he's Darth Vader before you knew what Darth Vader, like the backstory of Darth Vader, right? It was like he's just a big bad guy that is on the screen, and he's feared, but some of his motivations, but it's comic book motivations.
So tell us about Aquaman, Bobby.
You guys gotta go see Aquaman.
I know, I want to see Aquaman.
Like every bit of like Black Panther, how pretty that movie is. Aquaman is every bit as cool. I mean, because like the underwater stuff, it's just it's amazing. Like that movie. Like I mean, I'm a huge Aquaman dork, so a lot of the characters they tied in, I knew. A lot of the stuff they went and did, I knew. Like Mira in this movie, like you're gonna have a new crush. I guarantee it. After the way you are with this whole redhead fetish, like you're gonna come out of this like.
I was already like, ooh, that's Mira look. Yeah.
Yeah, you're gonna be like, this is my favorite movie.
Yeah.
But no, I mean, and it's
number one, Aquaman.
like the story, even like the story about Aquaman's mom and his dad, even that is really good. I mean, like there's like these guys that get sent up from Atlantis that show up are just like almost over the top, like almost as cheesy as like the guys from like He-Man in that movie were.
Yes. Oh God.
But they're cool. Like I don't know how else to explain it. Like it's done really well and it's really cool. Black Manta is like almost done in a way where like every time he shows up in Aquaman, I'm like, I hate this guy. Like I hate this character. I hate this guy. I hated him in this movie, but I think it was done in a way where you're supposed to hate him, and it's just it didn't have like everything I see with DC. It feels like a television episode. I don't know how else to explain it. Like it feels like I watch their movies, and it's like this is cool, but I feel like I could have watched this on Thursday night on whatever channel, and this didn't feel like that at all, and it's just such a big scope of everything. I mean, when he goes we spoil stuff on this show, and I don't want to spoil it for you guys, but like a big part of this is like Aquaman trying to get to Trident, and what he's going through to go get this thing, and just when he finally gets to where it is, it's so cool. Like I'm probably the worst one to have to describe something no one else has seen because I don't do it well, but it's just this movie. I mean, we walked out of it, I took, my wife, my 2 kids, and all of them immediately were like, let's come back tomorrow and watch Aquaman and Spider-Man again. And, I mean, this would be, if, my top 3, it would be number 3 behind the big 2. But it would be so close to those 2. I mean, it wouldn't beat them. But it would be something where if I got to hang out on, the day after I watched it, everybody through this door would be sick of hearing about it. Because it's that good. It's the villains, Orm's in it, and and he's just such a prick. You're like, fuck this dude. Through the whole movie. And towards the end, it does that thing where you're like, you almost feel sorry for the guy. It's just, it's done so well, and it's, all the hype around this movie was definitely, warranted. It was just, it's a great movie. It's just, I if you guys go see this within the next, couple days, weeks, whatever, I'm pretty sure it's going to be those texts of like, this was really good.
Oh, you're usually right.
Yeah, it's just, I love this movie, and like it kind of bums me out that none of you guys have seen it. Because
I tried really hard. I just cannot make it work.
It's one of those things where like as the whole movie, you like all of it. All of the pieces to the movie, you like all of it. Like I said, there's some stuff in it where it's a comic book movie, so there's gonna be some cheesy shit in it. There's a lot of cheesy humor that's kind of fallen into these.
Kind of cheesy, right?
Yeah,
so,
yeah, and that's the thing. Like, and as dumb as it sounds, like I'm like, this guy isn't pretty enough to be the typical Aquaman.
Yeah,
they made it work. They made it work.
I have plenty of female friends who would disagree with
well,
you.
that's the thing. You look at like our comic book Aquaman, and it's like the dude looks like,
he's a dude, bro. Like,
Yeah.
he's very like,
he's not like, get over here, Khaleesi.
Right.
Like, and that's what but
The joke going around was that whole generation of soccer moms was all of a sudden interested in taking their teenage son to go see it.
That theater was packed with all kinds of moms. My wife included was like, yeah, I'll watch this again.
Have you seen the pictures he takes at like cons and stuff?
Oh,
like, in the
where he's like
he's
shoving
like
the husband.
hugging the wife and shoving the husband away.
One of the best things I ever seen with this dude was they were like talking to him about something like, how do you stay in such good shape? Blah blah blah, and he's just like, well, I fuck a lot. So the dude's funny as shit. Fucking own it. Why not?
Yeah.
But no, this is. I'll be the first to admit, I did not like Black Panther the first time I've seen it. I saw it. I've watched it. I don't know how many. I own it. If that says anything, I own this movie. Like, I was wrong. It's not one of my favorite comic book movies ever, but it's a really good movie. Black Panther, like, to me, like, I've tried to enjoy reading Black Panther. He's boring to me. He just, but there hasn't been something
It has
good.
not been written well yet. Recently.
But there's no way I could put that ahead of Aquaman. I know I'm outnumbered because you guys haven't seen it.
Yeah.
But I think there's a stronger argument if you guys see this. I probably would still lose. But it's...
I can respect that.
It's a good movie.
Personally, like, I don't care which one of these is 3 and which one of these is 4.
Me either. I totally respect that.
The biggest thing I think from Aquaman, I think DC finally made a movie where everybody's like, oh yeah, this is cool. And it's...
I was hoping it looks like, at least in the trailers, that they made a movie that doesn't take itself too seriously.
Yeah.
And so I don't want to be in this Marvel thing where everything's got to be a quip and a joke every 2 seconds. And it seems like Aquaman's got, but that's what it seems like the mass audience wants, right? And I don't know, like, I liked Man of Steel and I liked Batman vs Superman, and I liked they weren't quippy, but I also do enjoy all the Marvel movies that are quippy. Sometimes it just takes away from the weight of the movie when they're battling for their lives and they're making jokes.
Right.
Well,
The formula.
it's probably more reflective of this store's list too if Black Panther falls to 4. Given I don't understand Tim's weird hatred of things, but it's like it is a thing that's.
I think I own the
next
movie
year.
as well, if it makes sense.
But is there a comic book movie you don't own?
No. Well, maybe.
Maybe.
I mean, I
The
know.
old
I don't
Fantastic
own
Four movies.
Infinity War yet. I don't even think it came out since June.
Oh, okay.
I might not own it. Maybe I
What
do own
about the
Infinity War.
Fantastic Four movies?
I don't own any Fantastic Four movies.
Oh man,
But again, I am the only one here with 6 film credits in college, so
6.
yeah.
6 whole
You
credits.
took 2 classes.
Two
I
classes.
actually think I equal you on that. So,
Yes.
so it doesn't sound like anybody's arguing for Deadpool 2 to be higher than 5.
Right. So I think we've got our list on.
Okay.
I would argue for Deadpool, Black Panther. I'm staying out of this whole thing because you guys, I feel like all were drinking before I got here when I look at that list, so I
It
just need to
really
step
bums
back
me
and
out
let it
that
go.
it's not on this list. Like, that does bum me out. Because, I mean, I think for what that movie is, it didn't deserve the hate it got.
I agree with you there.
Because I get it, it's not the traditional story everyone wants. I get
I
that.
really enjoyed myself watching Venom. I didn't see Aquaman yet, but I did enjoy myself more watching all those movies. So
No, then it's, yeah.
it's a strong number 6. It would be on my top 5, but it's because I haven't seen Aquaman yet.
The thing is, though, like, I would have to do, like, a 5A Venom, 5B Deadpool. Yeah,
Yeah.
I mean, like, I think those are probably pretty close. I think I like Venom better, but I think it's because, like, Deadpool, to me, was a little bit more of the same from the first Deadpool, and I liked the first one a lot better. But probably a lot of that was the first Deadpool is what pushed me back into comic books.
Yeah.
You know,
Which is cool.
I mean, so...
Well, the thing about Deadpool movies is that Ryan Reynolds is so perfect. at
Ryan
playing
Reynolds
that
is
it's gonna be-
Deadpool.
yeah, right, and it's like the first one. People that knew Deadpool knew what to expect. There was people that just went and saw
Yeah.
a comic book movie and were just like, "Oh my god, this is the greatest thing." Because I mean, when he came out in our comics, it was like that too. This guy breaks the fourth wall, like does all these different things, and so when he came out to the movie, people that knew the comic books kind of knew what to expect.
I mean, I had to do the walk into the comic book shop that happens where it's like, I really like this movie. I feel like an idiot because I have no idea where to start.
Yeah.
Where do I go? You know, and
My problem with that first Deadpool movie, though, is that the jokes worked for me, but the actual story of that first Deadpool movie, I just could not. It's so small, and I just couldn't quite care about it. Whereas the story in this one, I was so. Is like the jokes worked, and I actually wanted to see how the story resolved.
The first 20 minutes of that movie are really good, and they really capture you. They give that movie, I think, a little bit more emotional weight than the first one. And I like the first one better, but I do think that is, I think, what made that movie work really well.
I thought the second one was way better. I liked the first one too, but
All right, so
But it sounds like we have a pretty solidified list.
what's our list there, Andrew?
So, looks like we have at number 5, Deadpool 2. Number 4, Black Panther. Number 3, Aquaman. Number 2, Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse. And number 1, Avengers Infinity War.
it's a solid list.
I think
of movies.
Tim will disagree, but I think
Four
that's a
Marvel
pretty
movies and one
solid
DC.
list. Well, there was only one other DC movie on the list.
Yeah, no.
we didn't really have a bad comic book movie this year.
No,
though.
that's what these other 3 were
Yeah.
not bad movies.
No, and I mean, and that's the thing. Like Ant-Man and Wasp. I mean, I didn't care. I mean, the first one was a decent movie. It
I
wasn't
really
anything-
liked Ant-Man and Wasp this year. I thought that was a
You know,
great
but
movie.
this Ant-Man and Wasp, we saw it at the drive-in. You know, and
that'd be a fun movie to see driving.
I enjoyed it. I thought can't remember the girl's name, but like she was made out to be the villain, but she really wasn't.
Ghost.
the
Yeah.
Ghost,
Yeah, I thought she was cool as shit.
Yeah.
You know, and then like Wasp is, I like that chick anyways.
Yeah.
So that kind of worked for me, but it wasn't as good as these other movies.
All right.